Hey, what's up, guys? It's Richie from Boston. Today is Sunday. It's Father's Day. And yes, I called my dad early this morning. What I thought was early this morning, but it was already like noontime in Massachusetts. I was in Bluff Creek, California. You know, where the original Patterson-Gimlin film was taken. I camped last night, and I was woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning by drunken camping people talking, and it just sucked. It sucked. So long story longer is I haven't really slept. I don't like not being able to sleep. It pisses me off. I'm not a good morning person. But at any rate, I'm getting ready to wind this all up, I guess. I've been on the road for over 9 months. And I'm going to slowly make my way back home, I guess. I don't know. But here's something I do know. Maybe you do or maybe you don't know about the many very famous Navy SEALs that are on YouTube that get millions of views, they make millions of dollars, etc., telling stories about what they did in Iraq and Afghanistan and every other thing, blah, blah, blah. And the funny thing is I never wanted to be a Navy SEAL. I wanted to be an Army Ranger. And I was unable to do that because of my tendency to panic when holding my breath for more than a minute underwater. So, is what it is. What are you going to do? At any rate, I was fast-tracked, which means I got promoted quickly. And I was top gun out of my battalion. So, out of everybody, I was better than most at various things. So, it is what it is. At any rate, so these Navy SEALs, Jocko and Mr. Ballin and many other people have made themselves very, 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 very popular on YouTube. And suddenly, other Navy SEALs are coming out and attacking their credibility, saying that they're war criminals, things of that nature, which I find very strange because it's causing an enormous rift in the special forces of the United States of America. The thing that I don't get is, to be a Navy SEAL, you have to be smart. Not only really intestinally, not only do you have to be physically strong, have massive intestinal fortitude, etc., to be a Navy SEAL, but you have to be smart. You know what I mean? And none of these guys figured out that everything that we were at war for was a complete and utter lie. None of them. That's astonishing to me. But then I think back about when I was in the military, my biggest problem was my mouth. Because some of the things they did were just so stupid. I ended up pushing Fort Benning, Georgia, where I did my basic. I probably pushed that entire military base down about an inch because punishment in the military, one form of punishment, is push-ups. And I did a lot of push-ups. But the drill sergeants, they all loved me because not only was I a loudmouth, I wasn't complaining, I was talking shit. But I also excelled at every single solitary thing they gave me to do. Everything they told us to do, I was awesome at. Except, I was infantry, except for the Eagle Run. I had what's called shin splints, which are tiny fractures in your shin bones. So, doing the Eagle Run, which is the last thing you do before you graduate, I had a hard time with. Everything else, I aced it. You tell me to shoot something, I'd ask you where you want me to have the bullet land, because I was that good. The reason the Navy SEALs don't understand what's going on is because of indoctrination. The military is incredibly indoctrinating, obviously. Just like college, just like school, just like life, just like everything. But the military takes it to a whole nother level, and then when you go special forces, it's really indoctrinating. got to believe the story in order to complete the role. So I guess I kind of somewhat halfway get it, but how could you not figure it out after all this time? And they spend all their time on the internet instead of waking people up, using their clout and their life experience to tell people, hey, our country is about to get rug pulled. The States is almost over. Like, every single solitary sign is there. And they don't see that. And that kind of bums me out, but it is what it is. What are you going to do? Another funny thing that's going on right now is more and more illegals that are being let in the country are killing people and getting away with it. And it turns out before they walked into the United States, got a backpack full of debit cards and cell phones from the Biden administration or the Obama administration, same thing. Once they give them that backpack full of goods that they need to do things, they put them on a bus and then they send them to the next large city they can find in the United States for them to do whatever they want. They can drive without a license, no big deal, because they are political, what's it called? They're political asylum seekers. So they can drive without a license on the streets of America. No big deal, all is well. Basically do whatever they want, including attack police, kill people, whatever. It's no big deal.
Rachel was not his first victim. And it's my understanding that this suspect, this monster, fled to the United States illegally after committing the brutal murder of a young woman in El Salvador a month early in January of 2023. Once in our country, and likely emboldened by his anonymity, he brutally attacked a 9-year-old girl and her mother during a home invasion in March of 2023 in Los Angeles. And as everyone, I believe, is aware, that was our first DNA match linking Rachel's case to the Los Angeles case. It has been a fear of mine that once we identified this suspect, the result would be exactly this. And I want to now direct these comments to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and to every member in both chambers of Congress. We are 1,800 miles away here in Harford County. We are 1,800 miles away from the southern border, and the American citizens are not safe because of failed immigration policies.
That's still going on, but here's another thing that you probably don't know about, and I do, because I own drones, and I've been flying drones for years. I think I started like a year after I started on YouTube, maybe a couple more, I don't know. At any rate, the United States government's trying to make it illegal to use DJI drones. That's the biggest drone company in the world. DJI drones are the ones that were flying around during the lockdowns, ratting people out for being outside. Remember that? The government's trying to say, well, China could use that information gathering to do different things. No. When the Civil War starts, they want to make sure that drones don't work, because they don't have to take your drones away. Unlike, what people think, they got to take away the guns. They can take away the guns and the drones using the same method. Frequency, electronics. They can make your drone, they can overtake your drone. They do it to me all the time, and land it wherever they want, or destroy it if they want. But the reason they're pushing this through Congress or whatever right now is because they don't want anybody with drones. Drones don't level the playing field, because we don't have F-15s, 16s, F-18s, helicopters, etc. Most of us don't. But a drone is very helpful because it can fly up to 4 miles away, and you can see real time what's on the ground or what's coming. And suddenly, our government wants to ban them. They don't want you owning them. I find it odd enough that you're not allowed to fly a drone in a national park, which makes no sense. There are so few people in a national park, it's amazing. But you can fly a drone over a school, you can fly it over a beach, you can fly it over Times Square, where if it falls out of the sky, it's gonna hit somebody. But they don't want them in national parks. You know why? Because national parks trees and forests and stuff like that. But every one of them, if you really start to look into it, all the national parks have some sort of Native American lore behind them. Like, hey, this place right here is where the skinwalker roams. Or, hey, this place right here, this is an ancient portal opening that our ancestors used to come in and out of. You know, for instance, the Lucifer telescope was placed directly on the location that the government had to fight with the Native Americans because they're like, dude, you're going to put the Lucifer telescope right directly smack dab on top of an ancient portal. We're going to fight that. Well, guess what? Much like everything else, they lost. So, war is coming. I don't mean to keep saying it. I know less and less people believe it because the time frames are off. But here's the deal. We're basing everything, or I'm basing everything that I tell you on everything that they tell us. Of course they're not going to give us the time. You know what I'm saying? You just have to guess. But I guarantee before there's another selection, there will be an event. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that movie Civil War 2024 told us. Because the movie made 0 sense all the way through it. It was cool the way they showed what it would look like. Airplanes blowing up America, Americans torturing other Americans. You know, they did well in a movie maker aspect or point of view, but the movie had no point unless you look at it from beginning to end. All they did was start at the beginning, and at the very end, they killed the president. Movie's over. Killed the president. America. That's what's coming. JMO. I'm out. You know what's funny? I'm driving out of California. It's probably the last time I'll ever see California, but you know what? I saw those redwood trees again, and that's really all I wanted to see. Because out here, California is getting smoked. They're slowly dismantling everything that people loved about California by raising prices on everything so much that you have to make $200,000 a year in order to get by. And then all the businesses are leaving because California's making it okay for people to walk in any store and just rob them. No big deal. It's all good. People are camping and tenting all over the streets, every place. San Diego, Los Angeles, tenting all over the streets, every place. San Diego, Los Angeles, Santa Cruz, not so much, not yet. But all the places that people would always want to come and see in California, places that people would always want to come and see in California are destroyed. And California has also got an enormous influx of people from all over the world that don't belong here. They came in using the government's, come on in, we're not going to check you. Instead of you filling out the paperwork to become an American citizen or any of that, we're just going to hook you up with money, a hotel room for 3 to 7 months or more, and then you can basically break any law you want. It's all good, no problem. And the way people in California are reacting to that is what I just saw, which just prompted me to pick up the camera. People are still putting up billboards and signs for Trump. Trump will come back in and fix all this. And they're talking shit about Biden, and they don't even get it. I got video of Biden, and I gotta say, it looks exactly like the drones that would be indistinguishable from human beings. Not drones, I'm sorry, robots. That Geordie Rose told us, what, 7, 8 years ago, that he was walking away from D-Wave to commit all his time to his smaller business that I believe I was the first one on the internet to talk about, his smaller business called Kindred, where they were making robots. I believe that this Joe Biden thing is a robot. I don't think Joe Biden's even around anymore or whatever, or if he even was. But all I know is the guy is a blatant child molester, and he did it right out in the open all the time, in front of the White House, in front of the parents, in front of the cameras. He would grope and smell and sniff children, no big deal. I'm climbing a mountain, I'm going up to 3,900 feet, so it happens. And I just cut this guy off because whatever. At any rate, it's astonishing to me how many of my subscribers will send me lengthy emails, a total novel, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages long. Richie, I've been following you forever, and you're right about this, and that and the other thing. But Donald Trump is a Zionist. Donald Trump has openly sworn his allegiance, his fealty to the state of Israel, which is not the people of the Bible. These are Ashkenazi Jews. I've been telling you this for over a decade now. Donald Trump is open allegiance to these evil people that are still, right now, killing off the entire Palestinian people. I have no thoughts either way, really. I don't live out there. I don't know these people, but I'll tell you what. If Israel is killing them on the scale that they're killing them, I gotta kind of wonder if the Palestinians are the people of the Bible. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'm not a biblical scholar like that, but I'll tell you what. Before you destroy Babylon, America, before you put this entire thing in motion, it'd probably be good in your mind to kill off all the people that you believe are the apple of God's eye. And I think that's what Israel's doing right now. You know what I'm saying? We're living in a crazy time. This is insane. It's absolutely insane. I'm watching them spraying the skies every day, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Everything that they spray in that sky, we have to breathe in. Everything they spray in that sky comes down in the form of rainfall. Everything they spray in that sky comes down on all the crops. So all the heavy metal that they're spraying in the sky, combined with all the Roundup, atrazine, and whatever else they're spraying all over the crops, we're in a bad spot here, man. We just really